Good afternoon from Urbana. It's Tuesday, November 16. I'm Beza Alvaral.
And I'm Owen Henderson. Welcome to UI7 Live. Today we'll be bringing it to the football field and the Illini Union, as well as recruiting teams for your startup and remembering a different pandemic.
If you're a fan of unique art and are wanting to check out some pieces, you're in luck. The IGB Art of Science exhibit is now open at the Illini Union. Located on the first floor of the Illini Union in the Art Gallery, the IGB Art of Science, presented by Jessica Polak, has plenty of pieces on display. Open up until November 25th, on display are mostly paintings, as well as some other unique works of art to fill the exhibit. Each piece has a description of the artist and meaning, and some of the paintings are in two parts, but still go together. The exhibit comprises images from IGB's research portfolio, enhanced to highlight the beauty and fascination encountered daily in scientific endeavors. Those that visit are encouraged to leave their opinions on the art as well, saying what that piece reminds them of.
With the COVID-19 pandemic generating new stigmas and accentuating inequities, the Spurlock Museum looks to help remind the community that this current pandemic is not the first time we've seen these issues. The university's own Spurlock Museum has a community-curated show with quilts made by friends, family, and sometimes even strangers to commemorate the lives of people who died of AIDS or an AIDS-related ailment. The museum works in collaboration with the Greater Community AIDS Project of East Central Illinois, or GCAP, who holds the panels and assists in research and creation. The Spurlock Museum has several panels on display celebrating the lives of all victims, from impactful Illinois community members to people whose identities were never confirmed. Mike Benner, the executive director of GCAP, says that given all the people who've been affected by this disease have gone through, it's important that their names and stories live on.
I think that's the biggest part too for a younger generation to realize that there were people died. I mean, if they look at the dates on some of them, they realize that they're the same age that they are. So I mean, it cut them down very early in their lives.
On top of emphasizing the pain, stigmatization, and overall ignorance about the AIDS pandemic to today's generation, the museum hopes that community members can help identify those who died unknown. Weekend films at the Illini Union are a great conclusion to every Students' Week. Instead of heading to the theaters, the Illini Union is hosting the newest films here on campus, like Cruella, Black Widow, and Space Jam.
Every Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m., the Illini Union hosts weekend films in the Pine Lounge. With a ton of couches for students to sit in, 2 speakers, and a large projector screen, the staff have set up a home theater experience for students to escape to. Some employees even stick around for the film, like Leah Johnson.
I went to these a lot freshman and sophomore year, and it really helped me. And then with COVID not being able to have this to participate in, I really wanted to be a part of the experience and help set that up for other students to have a getaway from their troubles at school.
Saturday's film is Marvel's Black Widow, which came out in theaters this past summer. Films have been running since the first weekend of classes in August through the first weekend of December. Hot and freshly popped popcorn is wheeled in a few minutes before the movie begins. Plus, it's free. Just don't forget to bring your own drink. For some students, this is their first time. For others like Grant Heckel, they've been to all the movies.
It depends whether it's a Friday or Saturday. Friday normally has a better turnout, it seems. I've only gone to 2 Friday movies, but maybe 10s on average, I'd say. Cruella had a ton though.
The movies shown showcase a wide variety of genres, from action and adventure, to horror, to fun and light comedies. If you weren't able to catch a movie this semester, no worries. Weekend films will be back up and running after the winter break and through the spring semester. I'm Jared Ebanks, UI7 Live.
The COVID-19 vaccines can be our chance to get back to our plans, to get back to each other, to life. But it's okay to have questions, like, how were the vaccines tested? In rigorous clinical trials among adults of diverse backgrounds. Find the latest information at getvaccineanswers.org.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Whether you're a business, engineering, or journalism student, Social Fuse is a recurring startup pitching event hosted by the Illinois Street Residence Hall Innovation Living Learning Community. The goal is to hold a space for students to recruit a team that will help their startup dreams become a reality.
What's your experience with public speaking?
The event started with a couple of students advising future startups on tips and tricks on securing funding and building for Team for CAUSAT, a startup competition in California where students could win over $200,000 in seed money. Halfway through the event, students pitched 2-minute ideas to the crowd. Startups range from accessible solar panels to a reusable clothing company. Social Fuse had it all. After the pitches, students and CAUSAT alum had the opportunity to network and potentially recruit a team.
The Activities and Recreation Center on campus offers plenty of amenities to students. With these come programs and lessons in unique activities, one of those being scuba diving. The ARC partnered with the Midwest Scuba Center to allow people who take the clinics to not only understand scuba science and gear, but also to fulfill the second of 3 phases required to get an open water diver certification. The first phase is the book learning or e-learning phase, and the third is open water dives. The open water dives will be conducted by the Midwest Scuba Center at a later date, depending on when the first 2 phases are complete. If you're interested in scuba diving, the ARC is holding spring clinics in February, March, and April, starting at $295 without rental costs. Registration opens in the winter.
If there's one thing college kids love to do, it's dancing. If there's one thing they lack, it's the rhythm. Sunday nights at the Illini Union Ballroom offered entertainment of dancing as well as valuable skills to solve this rhythmic issue.
Last Dancing Illini class of the semester began with only the voices of teachers and the faint sounds of feet grazing the floor. The Dancing Illini is a group that teaches a number of lessons, meets weekly, and welcomes a community to learn to dance or improve on their prior skills. The goal is not purely to learn how to dance, but socially engage with others. A variety of dances are taught, from a basic 2-step to more advanced dances that involve a greater number of steps and movements. Whitney Welch, a dance instructor and member of the Dancing Illini, says that this organization has been around for decades and how it has spread farther than just students. Whitney even gave me a crash course in her easiest move, the 2-step. Clearly, attendees of this Sunday night event have more skill than I do. They are encouraged to bring friends or partners, but are also rotated continuously throughout the lesson. Kundai Mugabe, a grad student at the university, explained the importance of dancing with a variety of people.
One of the focuses of this organization, Dancing Illini, is we really encourage students learning to dance socially. And the big pull of the social event is that you might go to this one place where you know these people, you might find yourself in another location, another town where you don't know anyone. And so different leads and follows have different habits and personalities that they bring into their dance. And so learning how to adjust to your follow or your lead is a very helpful skill for beginners and advanced dancers. And so we want them to learn those skills so they can be better in the social space.
Classes will begin again February 14th and will run approximately 10 to 12 weeks throughout the second semester.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping-19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
Writers organizing Realistic Dialect, or WORD, held their annual fall concert yesterday. If you missed it, we've got you covered. Held at the Illini Union, WORD began the fun at 7 p.m. Every year, a new theme is chosen by a group vote, and this year, Stuck in the 90s won. Upon entrance, the crowd was greeted with 90s R&B and was encouraged to snap, clap, and comment when they loved the performances on stage. Groups and individuals performed pieces with themes of love, personal autonomy, and much more. Solo and group pieces put their heart on stage while the crowd cheered on for more. WORD is not only for poets, but people who rap, sing, and perform spoken word.
The Idea Garden is located at the University of Illinois Arboretum and has been open to visitors since 1997. The garden promotes environmentally friendly gardening practices and offers educational workshops to the public. Located on South Lincoln Avenue, the Idea Garden regularly welcomes all visitors. Master gardeners and interns volunteer more than 6,000 hours at the 18,000 square foot garden space. The Idea Garden is divided into sections such as the Serenity, Rock, Tropical, and the Vegetable Garden, where vegetables, herbs, and fruits are planted and harvested. For example, the Annual Trial Garden is an area dedicated to testing annuals before they go on sale. The plants go through an evaluation process in order to watch out for any pests or damages. After the process is over, the public gets informed about which plants have passed the test. On Saturdays in the fall in the Champaign, Illini football fans always have a busy day between tailgating before an Illinois football game and cheering inside the stadium. Block I Illinois Pride is there for all of it.
On a day where Grange Grove is full of different tailgates, Illini Pride also sets one up, the start of a busy morning and afternoon for them on game day. The tailgate has games and food for fans to enjoy, as well as t-shirts for fans to have. Those that run Black Eye can be found wearing their signature jerseys, but they're not the only ones there. Other fans come to the tailgate as well and are able to enjoy the pregame festivities. But it's when everyone enters the stadium that the real action begins.
I'm here outside the northeast balcony entrance to Memorial Stadium, but all the action happens on the inside of the stadium in the north end zone, which is where the student section is. But Black Eye hasn't always taken place inside of Memorial Stadium. Black Eye is entering its 110th year as an organization, and Memorial Stadium didn't even open until 1922.
When they arrive inside Memorial Stadium, the Blackheads of Illini Pride start by hyping up the crowd. But what Black Eye does that is special is their halftime show. The members of Illini Pride pass out cards to those in the student section, as well as a slip of paper to let them know when to hold that card up. Those create what are called card stunts, with a variety of different stunts performed throughout the show. Noah Nelson, one of the Blackheads of Illini Pride, says that having a big crowd is one of the most important aspects of the show.
Fans are important. It's fun for Black Eye, and it works well for card stunts because we have full crowds that do our card stunts and make them as awesome as they are.
The card stunts are not the same each game, though. Caitlin Basden, the president of Black Eye, explained that a number of things go into what is displayed at halftime.
So we have a chair that makes all of them, designs all of it, and he does the process point A to point B to get it all through. So it's basically just like inspiration of like whatever the theme might be for the game, who we're playing. We have like a couple classics that we throw out, like when we play Purdue at home. We have one that we always throw out there. So it's a combination of new ones and old ones.
Although they do have to set up and run an entire tailgate and halftime performance, the members of Black Eye say that it's all worth it and that the bond formed between the group is special.
We say we're a family all the time, and it sounds cheesy, but like it's almost like a trauma bond because there's like so much going on. So I guess like our family and just like the people, it makes it all worth it because it's a lot of work, but we have a good time too.
Illini Pride will be at Memorial Stadium for the final game of the next season, Saturday against Northwestern.
If you missed any of our newscasts, you can always watch this broadcast or individual stories on our Vimeo channel. You can see more stories on our webpage at UI7live.com. Finally, we invite you to like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're easy to find. Simply search #UI7Live. That's going to be all from us this week. From all of our crew, thanks for watching. I'm Owen Henderson.
And I'm Beza Varal. Have a good week.
Clear. Ooh, very good. You guys did excellent.